Right now Bukayo Saka sinks Milan with a lethal strike that leaves no room for debate, and we're jumping straight into the heart of the match. No fluff, no delay. Let's start with the opening minutes where Arsenal immediately seized control, dominating possession through quick 1-2s between Merino and Martin Odegaard while stretching AC Milan's backline with overlapping runs from Ben White and Gabriel. The first real moment came when Saka cut inside on his favoured right foot in the 12th minute and curled a shot just over, signalling that this would not be a slow build-up but instead direct aggression, and from there Arsenal kept the pressure, executing their trademark high press so effectively that Milan struggled to build from the back. Their goalkeeper Terracciano forced into action just 10 minutes in, tipping a lofted Merino header over the bar. This match was unfolding with ruthless precision, yet Milan hung in there, looking to grow into the game with Lucas Paqueta and Rafael Leao probing down the left. But every time Milan gained a foothold, Arsenal responded with increased tempo and thunderous transitions, especially when Kai Havertz and Leandro Trossard joined the frontline to create overloads that pulled Milan's midfield out of shape, and by the 25th minute Arsenal had recorded 7 shots, 4 on target, while Milan only managed 2 hopeful attempts. Evidence of Arsenal's strategy of tempo control and positional width paying off. At the 37th minute hydration break both teams regrouped briefly, but Arsenal's youth came to the fore as Max Daumann, making a surprise first-team debut at just 18, slotted into midfield, combining with Fabio Vieira to create fresh passing lanes, while teenager Marley Salmon was introduced on the right wing, instantly widening the pitch and drawing Milan's left fullback Theo Hernandez into frequent one-on-one defensive duels. Even though Milan leaned on experience, Samuel Ricky and Ruben Loftus-Cheek holding midfield with an eye on tempo, their defence began showing signs of strain by half-time, and Arsenal's off-ball movement had Milan chasing shadows in concentrated phases. As the second half hit full swing, the breakthrough came in the 53rd minute. A silky exchange between Odegaard and Trossard carved open Milan's centre, allowing Saka to dart into the box, receive a low square ball, and drive through with a precise, low-driven finish that beat Terracciano at his near post. It was clinical from Arsenal, unwavering in intent, and the kind of finish only Saka can produce under pressure. That goal opened the floodgates. Arsenal sensed blood, ramped up their press even higher, and forced Milan into long balls, which the back three, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, and White, handled with composure. Meanwhile, Milan attempted to reply through substitute Christian Pulisic, who took to the pitch at 60 minutes and immediately looked to force a mismatch against Alexander Zinchenko and Takahiro Tomiyasu. But his first-half finesse failed him as he could only test Kepa Arrizabalaga with a soft curling effort. Milan's best lifeline came through Leo's direct runs, particularly a blistering counter-attack in the 68th minute where he jinked past 2 defenders inside the box before forcing Kepa into a sprawling save. But Arsenal's goalkeeper was up to the task, denying Milan hope while the Gunners maintained their structure, transitioning quickly from defence to attack and using Vieira's vision to pick out gaps. Meanwhile, Arteta's fresh legs came from the bench. Jorginho, Nurgard, and Zubimendi entered the midfield to secure game control, pushing Merino forward into a hybrid number 8 role that kept Milan guessing. The substitution strategy paid dividends, as Arsenal dominated the middle third, stifling Milan's rhythm and launching multiple forays into the final third. Trossard saw a header cleared off the line in the 75th minute, and in the 82nd Newcastle-inspired Merino and Nwaneri, another academy gem making his first senior appearance, commanded attention with a combative midfield tackle that sparked cheers in the stadium. As the clock ticked past 85 minutes, the game looked settled, but Milan refused to fade away and fought for a draw, Ricky finding space outside the area to unleash a snapshot that smacked against the post, and Loftus-Cheek followed up with a low effort that rattled the underside of the bar. But no equaliser came, and in regulation it remained 1-0. With no extra time in this pre-season showdown, the match went straight to a penalty shootout to provide a definitive winner, and this is where the unfolding drama reached its crescendo. Milan goalkeeper Terracciano became the hero, tipping over attempts from Saka and Odegaard before soaring to punch away Vieira's drive, setting up his teammate Alessandro Florenzi to convert the winning kick, 6-5 on penalties to Milan. And Terracciano's man-of-the-match performance reshaped the narrative from Arsenal's dominance to Milan's mental fortitude and shootout brilliance. Yet even in defeat, Arsenal emerged with clear takeaways. Their pressing structure worked beautifully, the youth integration through Milan and Nwaneri signalled long-term strategic depth, and senior figures like Saka, Degaard, Merino, Saliba, and White provided leadership and execution that Arteta can build upon into the regular season. Meanwhile, Milan's performance revealed problems with midfield tempo management and finishing quality, but positives shone through Pulisic's movement without the ball, Leo's explosive counter-attack ability, and Terracino's spectacular shot-stopping. Elements Allegri can reinforce as he looks to rebuild post-Serie A disappointments. Shifting to tactical trends, Arsenal's deployment of a flexible 4-3-3 with rotational midfield pivots allowed them to suffocate Milan's build-up phases while switching to a 4-2-3-1 in attack, maximising width and verticality. Whereas Milan's 4-4-2 diamond remained narrow in possession and too predictable, forcing reliance on individuals rather than collective build. In terms of player development, Arsenal's reliance on academy talent isn't just talk. This match confirmed with Milan and Nwaneri not making cameo appearances but heavily influencing midfield collisions. But their schedule ahead will test if this depth can be trusted. And for Milan, integrating their high-cost midfield signings like Musa, Ricky, and Loftus-Cheek still needs time, with creativity only sporadically visible and service to their forward line often limited to hopeful crosses rather than incisive passes. Looking ahead, Arsenal fans should remember this summer win wasn't about the final penalty result, it was about statement football. Dominance in possession, youth integration, tactical clarity, and a squad with options. For Milan, this loss offers a blueprint for improvement. Address tempo transitions, sharpen final third execution, and build deeper synergy between midfield and attack. Now we move past this match, Arsenal heads home with confidence and clear direction. Milan travels back to Italy with a sense of urgency. And what comes next? Arsenal faces a season opener against Manchester City in a battle of philosophy and power. Will their high-line press hold up under Pep's machine? Milan enters Serie A with ambitions to reclaim top four status, particularly as Champions League qualification slipped last year, so their rebuild is already underway, and this performance hints at both risk and potential. Now it's your turn. Smash that like button if you felt the energy, leave a comment telling us who your standout player was, Saka's strike, Terracino's saves, Daumann's debut impact. Share with fellow fans, subscribe for full European coverage, transfer rumours, tactics deep dives, and weekly matchday breakdowns. This is where passion meets performance, don't miss what's next.